A normal summer. It was the summer of 2012, and 12-year-old Tia Sharp was like any other young girl her age, chatty, full of energy, and glued to her mobile phone. She loved spending time with her family and was especially close to her grandmother, Christine Bicknell. Tia lived with her mother, Natalie, in New Addington, South London, but every so often she'd go and stay at her grandmother's house in nearby Croydon. It was something she looked forward to, a chance to be spoiled, to watch movies, and to hang out with Christine's boyfriend, Stuart Hazel, who had been part of the family for years. On Thursday, the 2nd of August, 2012, Tia told her mum she was heading over to stay with her nan for the weekend. She gave her a hug, slung her bag over her shoulder, and said she'd see her in a few days. It would be the last time her mother ever saw her alive. The disappearance. On Friday, the 3rd of August, Tia was reported missing. Christine said that she had woken up around 10 a.m. and found that Tia wasn't in the house. Hazel told her that Tia had gone out earlier that morning to meet a friend at the local shops and that she would be back later, but she never returned. As the day went on, Christine began to panic. By that evening, she called the police. Officers arrived and began a standard missing person inquiry. At first, there was no reason to believe anything sinister had happened. Tia was an independent girl. Maybe she'd gone to a friend's and lost track of time. But as hours turned into days and no one heard from her, the situation grew increasingly desperate. The search for Tia. Soon, the search for Tia became national news. Her face was on every TV screen, every newspaper, and every lamppost in Croydon. Hundreds of volunteers joined the search. Police combed through CCTV footage from nearby shops, buses, and streets. They knocked on every door in the area, and all the while, one man seemed especially emotional: Stuart Hazel. He was seen on camera giving interviews, crying, saying how much he loved Tia and how he just wanted her home. He said she was like a daughter to him. But the detectives watching those interviews felt like something wasn't right. There was something about his tone, his body language. It felt off. Too rehearsed. Too controlled. The investigation. In the days following her disappearance, police searched Christine's house not once, but 3 separate times. They looked through every room, every cupboard, and every inch of the garden. They found nothing. Hazel stuck to his story, that Tia had left the house that morning and hadn't come back. But when officers reviewed CCTV footage from the area, they noticed something strange. There was no footage of Tia leaving the property that morning. Not a single clip. So, where had she gone? A disturbing discovery. By the 10th of August, 7 days after Tia's disappearance, the police decided to return to Christine's house for a 4th search, this time with forensic specialists. The smell hit them as soon as they went upstairs. It was faint but unmistakable, the smell of decomposition. Officers moved towards the loft. The entrance was small and partially covered with boxes, but as they pulled them aside and shone their flashlights inside, they froze. There, hidden under layers of blankets, clothes, and bin bags, was the body of Tia Sharp, and she had been there the entire time. The monster among them. When police informed Christine, she was inconsolable. For a week, she had been giving interviews, begging for her granddaughter's return, all while Tia's body had been hidden in her own home. Forensics quickly began their examination, and the results were horrifying. Tia had been killed in that very house, and the person responsible wasn't a stranger. It was Stuart Hazel, the man who had raised her, the man she trusted. The investigation breaks open. Within hours, police were hunting Hazel. He had fled the house as soon as a discovery was made. A massive manhunt followed. His face was all over the news. Members of the public were urged to stay alert. The next day, a member of the public spotted him near Merton, around 10 miles away from Croydon. Police moved in quickly and arrested him. At first, Hazel denied everything. He claimed it had all been an accident, that Tia had fallen down the stairs and died, and that he had panicked. But the forensic evidence told a different story. What the evidence revealed. Inside Hazel's phone, investigators found something sickening. He had been searching for disturbing videos and images online, and he had taken photographs of Tia while she slept. In one of the deleted photo files recovered from his phone, investigators found a blurred image of Tia's body taken after she had been killed. Hazel's accident story collapsed immediately. The trial. In May of 2013, Stuart Hazel went on trial at the Old Bailey. The prosecution laid out the whole story. On the night of the 2nd of August, after Tia had gone to bed, Hazel had entered her room. He attacked her, then hid her body in the attic before cleaning up the scene and pretending she had gone missing. The next morning, he acted completely normal. He helped with the search, gave interviews, and even comforted Tia's family, all while knowing exactly where she was. As the evidence piled up, Hazel realized there was no escape. On the 5th day of his trial, he changed his plea to guilty. The aftermath. The sentence was swift. Stuart Hazel was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 38 years. Judge Mr. Justice Fulford told him that what he had done was heinous beyond words. The public outrage was enormous. People across the UK struggled to comprehend how someone could do something so monstrous to a child they had helped to raise. For weeks, the community mourned. Hundreds attended vigils for Tia, leaving cards, flowers, and teddy bears outside her grandmother's home. Her mother, Natalie, said her world had been destroyed. "She was my baby," she said. "I'll never get over it." The legacy of the case. The murder of Tia Sharp forced police to re-examine how searches were conducted in missing person cases. Many questioned how the officers had missed her body during their first 3 visits to the house. In the years since, new procedures have been introduced: tighter search protocols, mandatory rechecks, and greater forensic involvement earlier in investigations. But for those who loved Tia, those changes came too late. evil in plain sight. What makes the story of Tia Sharp so haunting is not just the crime itself, but how close her killer was. He wasn't a shadowy figure in the night. He wasn't a stranger lurking in the dark. He was someone her family trusted completely. Someone she looked up to. Someone she believed would protect her. The tragedy of Tia Sharp is a chilling reminder that sometimes the monsters we fear the most aren't outside our homes. They're already inside. And in one ordinary London house, that truth was hidden just above their heads in the attic.